Adelaide is one of the great cities of the world and our regions are second to none. The people are incredible, hardworking and hopeful. I would complain to my friends, and like any good friends, eventually they say, shut up or do something about it. And so I decided I would do something about it. I was born at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital here in Adelaide, grew up in the western suburbs, went to Effieldon Primary School and then on to Emmanuel College. I remember when I was at primary school and one of my friends at school said, would you like to come out and crew for some sailing on the weekend? First went out in a little holdfast trainer. I crewed for a year and then was able to buy my first boat, and I sailed on that for a couple of years, absolutely loved it. Every opportunity we were down the beach, building sandcastles, joining the local surf lifesaving club or the sailing club or the local scouts.
As siblings we all got along very well, my brother being 2 years older and my sister being 2 years younger. We did most things together, holidaying together, and it's really a lovely family atmosphere.
My mother came from the country, from Broken Hill, a very caring person. She would literally do anything for anybody, anytime. Dad, a different upbringing. He grew up in Port Adelaide, he went to Lefevre Tech, ultimately went off to Holden where he did his apprenticeship. He was an apprentice fitter and turner, then went off to sea in the Merchant Navy and got his first class engineer certificate before coming back to Mobil Oil and then ultimately starting his own business. He always had an ambition to be his own boss and he achieved that. I love spending time with my two kids. When they were younger, it was all about teaching them how to ride a bike or getting involved in their local school sport. And now, even with Georgie, it's pretty exciting when she says, Dad, let's go and watch a movie together. Over the years, I've taken my kids to every sort of concert possible. So I've seen Justin Bieber, One Direction, a whole pile of people who I can't remember who they were. I sat through it all. I tried to take my kids to concerts as well. They weren't as keen, but they did oblige and got them along to the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra on many occasions. So their taste is becoming a little bit more sophisticated now. And in fact, the other night, we all went out to see Thirsty Merc at the Norwood Hotel. I think that must be the meeting point for our musical tastes.
Whenever he hosts parties, the music always goes really, really loud.
He listens to music louder than anyone I know. It's ridiculously loud.
Really embarrassing singing, that's for sure. Yeah, oh God.
But I usually tell him all my marks, and even if it's the worst one I've done, he'll always be like, oh, it's just great that you spent so much time giving your best go. Like even if I completely bombed at it, he'll always be there to support me through it.
I was pretty timid as a kid, I guess, and he'd always give me that little push, and I'd always say, no, Dad, I can't do that. But then afterwards, I'd sort of come back to him saying, yeah, thanks very much for pushing me to do that.
It's great to be at that age now where I can go out and enjoy the next stage of life with my children. One year I was looking through the Australia Day honours in the paper with my father, and my father sort of quipped, I wonder when I'm going to get an Australia Day honour. And I said, well, what have you done? He said, what have I done? I've employed thousands of South Australians, and he really made me think. I was working in Dad's business, which was a furniture manufacturing company on Dawes Road. Ultimately, I took over that business from my father in 1997. At the time, I had 200 employees on that site. It was a really tough time for manufacturing generally, but we carved out a niche. We sold our furniture.
We all just stuck together and built it.
One of the most important lessons that I learnt while running Marshall Furniture was really working with the team. I was not a manager who told people what to do, but a manager who enabled people to be the best that they could be, and that ultimately led to our success as a company.
He leads from the front because he never expects you to do what he wouldn't do himself. He's just a very hard-working person that is dedicated to making South Australia better.
He will be a great Premier for our state. He will do wonderful things for South Australia, and I'm just proud to be a part of his team to help deliver that.
And he struck me as somebody who, above everything else, was thinking about the future of the state and not just about short-term expedience.
I get up at 5:15 every single day, and I do that because I'm hungry. Hungry to make sure that we can get rid of this government come March. The reality is South Australia deserves a new government, a government which is going to put the people of South Australia first and to make sure that we can achieve our full potential as a state. South Australia is a great place, but it's been let down by a tired, dysfunctional 16-year-old Labor administration. Now we've got a great opportunity. On March 17, we can hit the reset button in South Australia. What we need is a Liberal majority government in place so that we can lower cost of living, create jobs, bring investment dollars into South Australia, lower energy costs and deliver frontline services, the best in the nation. That's exactly what you'll get if you elect a Marshall Liberal government on March 17 this year.